Welcome to the Depth Dive. We're the place where we really get into fascinating sources, pulling out the insights that help you get truly well-informed.
That's the goal.
And today, we're tackling something ancient, really profound, the Dhammikasutta. It's from the Sutta Nipata, part of the Buddhist scriptures.
A classic text.
Exactly. Our mission, basically, is to unpack what this source tells us about living a good life. You know, rooted in the Dharma, the Buddhist teachings, the truth they reveal.
And it looks at this from two angles.
Right. For those who've renounced the world, monastics, and also for those who are still householders living in the everyday world, we want to see what wisdom still, well, clicks today.
And that core question you mentioned.
Yeah. Can you live a truly virtuous, fulfilling life while you're still, fully engaged with the world? Or do you really have to leave it all behind?
It's a huge question. And the Dhammikasutta dives right in. It actually opens with this specific question from a lay follower, Dhammika. He comes to the Buddha with like 500 other followers. And he's clearly looking for answers on how to be a good disciple. A sadhu savako, it says, a really excellent follower.
And he asks about both groups.
Exactly. He specifically asks about the monks and the householders, which, sets up our deep dive perfectly. Two paths, but they share that same goal of virtue.
Okay, but before he asks the question, there's quite a bit of praise for the Buddha, isn't there? He really builds it up.
Oh, absolutely. He spends time establishing why the Buddha is the one to ask. He says the Buddha knows the path, the refuge for everyone, that nobody else sees these subtle truths like he does.
He calls him someone who gets the Dharma completely and teaches out of compassion, shining pure light on the world. Pretty powerful stuff.
It is. And he even mentions these powerful beings like a Naga king, Eravana, and Visvan Kuvera, the king of the gods.
They came to learn too.
Yeah, they came to the Buddha, asked their questions, and left feeling, joyful and satisfied. Dhammika's point is clear. Even the best debaters or other teachers, they just can't match the Buddha's wisdom.
So it's not just flattery, it's setting the stage, giving weight to the teachings that are about to come.
Precisely. It establishes the authority and the deep insight behind it all.
Okay, so after all that, the Buddha finally addresses Dhammika's question. What does this pure way of living actually look like? And he starts with the monks, the renunciates.
Yes, the bhikkhus. He says, listen to me. I will proclaim the Dhamma that is pure. And he stresses living in a way that fits with having left home life behind.
So specific guidelines for them.
Very specific. Like they shouldn't wander around at the wrong times. They should go for alms food at the proper time.
Why is that so important?
Well, the text says attachments arise for one who wanders at improper times. So it's practical. It's about minimizing distractions, keeping the focus on their spiritual training.
That makes sense. And then there's the bit about controlling desires, right? Sights, sounds, tastes, all the sensory stuff.
Exactly, because that's what really hooks people, what delights beings. He says a monk, after getting his alms food at the right time, should go sit alone in seclusion.
Thinking inwardly, not letting the mind wander off.
Right, a real image of deep self-containment, isn't it?
It really is. And what about how they interact with each other?
Ah, good point. If they do talk to another disciple or monk, they should only discuss noble dharma. No slander, no abusive speech.
He's pretty critical of debates, too.
Very critical. He calls those who get into arguments of little wisdom because, well, it leads to attachments. It pulls the mind way off track from its real purpose.
So it's this combination of rigorous inner focus and very careful external interaction. The two support each other.
They have to on that path.
And then there's that amazing simile, the water drop on the lotus leaf.
Oh, yes. That's about being unattached to the necessities, food, dwelling, robes, bedding, just like that water drop that sits on the lotus leaf but doesn't soak in, doesn't cling.
Wow. That image really does stick with you. Complete non-clinging. Makes you wonder, what are our modern lotus leaves that we cling to?
That's a really insightful way to put it.
Yeah.
And if that's the standard for the monks, the renunciates, it naturally leads to the next question. What about everyone else?
Right, the householders.
Because the Buddha says very clearly that complete monastic discipline, well, it just can't be fully lived by someone with a family involved in the world.
So he offers a different path, still virtuous, but different.
Exactly. A path for the lay follower, and this is where I think many of us can really connect.
Okay, so what does that look like? It sounds like the 5 precepts, essentially.
It is, basically. But the way he frames them here is quite striking. He really emphasizes their impact, the ripple effect. Well, first, do not kill any living being, nor cause to kill, nor consent to others killing. And he adds this beautiful line, lay down the rod towards all beings, whether they are firm or trembling in the world.
Wow, that's encompassing. Lay down the rod towards all beings.
Isn't it? Then a disciple, knowing it, should avoid taking anything not given. Don't cause others to take, don't consent to it. Avoid all theft, basically.
Simple, direct.
Then, crucially for householders, one should avoid unchastity, like all wise person avoiding a burning charcoal pit.
Like a burning charcoal pit. Strong image.
Very. And then he adds, unable to maintain celibacy, one should not transgress another's wife. It acknowledges the reality of lay life, but sets a very clear ethical line in relationships.
Right. Okay, what are the next two?
Honesty. Whether in an assembly or in a gathering, one should not speak falsehood, nor cause to speak, nor consent to others speaking. One should avoid all that is untrue.
Straightforward enough. And the last one?
Intoxicants. One should not consume intoxicants, understanding that it leads to madness. And it goes further. The householder who delights in this dharma should not cause others to drink, nor consent to them drinking.
So not just for yourself, but don't encourage it in others either.
Yes, and he says, fools commit evil deeds through intoxication and also cause others to become heedless. It's a really strong warning about losing awareness.
Okay, so those are the core precepts for householders. But there's more, isn't there? Something about special observance days.
Yes, the Uposatha days. The Buddha describes an 8-part practice for householders on these days. It's like a temporary boost in ethical and spiritual effort.
8 parts, so the 5 precepts plus 3 more.
Correct. The additional 3 are, one should not eat at improper times at night, wear no garlands nor apply perfumes, and sleep on a mat spread on the ground.
Ah, so it's like bringing a bit of that monastic discipline into the home for a short period.
Exactly. A taste of renunciation within their regular lives.
And when are these days?
He specifies the 14th, 15th, and 8th days of the lunar fortnight, and also during a special period called the Paiharya, or miraculous fortnight, a time for more intense practice.
Interesting. And after observing this Uposatha...
After observing it, a wise person should, with a joyful mind, share food and drink with the monks, taking delight in supporting the monastic community.
So it connects the lay practice back to supporting the renunciates.
Precisely. And the text wraps this up by saying, a householder who lives heedfully, who does these duties, which also include supporting parents righteously, engaging in fair, righteous trade.
Right, livelihood, essentially.
Yes, that person will attain rebirth among the Sayambhava gods. It shows that spiritual progress and ethical living, well, they're open to everyone, whatever their path.
So bringing this all together, what does it mean for us now, centuries later? This Dhammikasutta seems to lay out a really practical roadmap.
It really does. Tailored for different situations, but focused on living a good, ethical life. It's not one size fits all.
It feels quite nuanced.
I think the truly radical insight, both then and now, is that deep spiritual growth isn't strictly an either or thing. You don't have to leave the world behind to find profound meaning.
So engagement within the world is just as valid.
The Dhammikasutta argues powerfully that yes, ethical engagement within the world is a totally valid path to liberation. It shifts the focus from your external situation, monk or householder, to your internal cultivation, your intentional actions.
And it really grounds wisdom in practical conduct, doesn't it? It's not just abstract ideas, it's how we act.
Exactly. What we consume, how we speak, how we treat family, how we work, it's all part of it. A timeless message about practical ethics.
It feels very relevant.
Absolutely. That commitment to avoid harm, to be honest, to live righteously in relationships and work, these are universal ideas. They offer a kind of blueprint for a balanced, compassionate life wherever you find yourself.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. As you go about your day-to-day, just consider this. How might applying even one of these ancient principles, maybe from the monastic side, maybe the householder side, how might it actually change your interactions or even just your inner experience? What subtle attachments like that water drop on the lotus leaf might you be able to release, even a little? And what might that freedom feel like in your daily life?